lose following a Seattle loss, which is the best case scenario for the Vikings. The only two games that really matter for the Vikings is the Seattle Cardinals game and then the Vikings-Packers game. I can't stress this enough. That Seattle Cardinals game means everything. Seattle loses, Vikings want to lose. Seattle wins, Vikings want to win. Period. It's that simple, okay? Don't be an idiot and think you want the division crown and then you're going to host this game and prove that, you're the division champ and it doesn't matter, who we play. We're so good, we're just going to host whoever and beat them because our best is better than anyone else's best. And seriously, grow up. That's not how it works. So yeah, there is your Week 17 rundown, predictions. That was Balls on Fire, officially out. That was Purple Vein. That was the spew, open-minded spew. We do have some more spew left involving college football, and then we will quickie the you-know-what out of whatever little bit of hockey, basketball, UFC, and pro wrestling we can squeeze into the show yet here. All right, so continuing with the football spew, but moving it over to the college football world, as we have had several bowl games take place since we last talked. We've got bowl games going on today, tomorrow, the next day, all the college football ending here for the most part within the next couple days. But then, let's see, we will have we've got a New Year's Day game and a bunch of news. Yeah, basically all the college football games will be done after January 2nd, with the exception of the championship game, which is on January 11th. So we'll definitely be previewing the college football championship game on next week's show. But games that have taken place since we last discussed, we'll start with possibly your Minnesota Gophers beating Central Michigan in Detroit in the Quick Lane Bowl. Gophers were 5-7. They finished their season out 6-7. Ironically enough, all three of the 5-7 teams that made a bowl game this year won their bowl game. Minnesota, Nebraska, and San Jose State being those three teams. So the Gophers get a nice little trophy. They get to feel good moving forward in the new Clay's era. And just a good win, feel-good win for the program after a very, up but mostly down year. Mitch Leidner, quarterback, played well. You got, Wolotarski and May still producing at wide receiver. And, it'll be interesting to see if Clays can get this program really established and moving forward. The way that a lot of people here in Minnesota falsely thought Kill was or had, but in all reality never did, in my opinion. But anyway, they win 24-14 over Central Michigan. Way to go, Gophers. Congratulations on your Quick Lane Bowl victory. Now, I'm not sure where we left off from last week's game, so we will just start back to where I started back to what I remember. I know we did the Temple-Toledo game, and a game or two after that would have been the Poinsettia Bowl. BSU blew out Northern Illinois. GoDaddy Bowl. GASO beat BGSU, whatever the heck those are. In the Bahamas Bowl, WMU beat MTSU, whatever those are. In the Hawaii Bowl, Cincinnati lost to, I believe, let's see, who is that? That would be San Diego State University. Yes. We had Marshall beating Connecticut in the St. Petersburg Bowl. We had Washington State University beating Miami, as I correctly predicted, in the Sun Bowl. We had Washington beating the University of Southern Mississippi in the, what bowl was that? In the Heart of Dallas Bowl. Got that one wrong. We had Duke beating Indiana in the Pinstripe Bowl. Got that one right. Tulsa loses to Virginia Tech in the Independence Bowl. I should have had. I had Virginia Tech on that one. Changed it. Shouldn't have. And then we had UCLA losing to 5-7 Nebraska, of all things, in the Foster Farms Bowl. Nobody should have saw that coming. Definitely got that one wrong. Then in the Military Bowl, we had Navy beat Pittsburgh. Thank goodness. As I mentioned, the Quick Lane Bowl, Gophers beating Central Michigan. In the Armed Forces Bowl, we had California beating the Air Force Academy. Then, surprisingly to me, in the Russell Athletic Bowl, Baylor beat the University of North Carolina, who should have been at least had a chance at the end of that game to be ACC champs. Not saying they would have pulled it out, but they got hosed the opportunity at least. So I thought they were going to come out and really avenge that. Baylor had been on a huge downslide. So that was a shocker there in the Russell Athletic Bowl. That, I think, is the big shocker and disgrace, is that those two, UNC ranked number 10, Baylor ranked number 17, get thrown in this, put in a throwaway bowl. The Russell Athletic Bowl? Are you freaking kidding me? You can't put them in, the Peach Bowl or the something, the Outback Bowl, even, for crying out loud, the Citrus Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, a bowl game, the Sugar Bowl, a bowl game that people have heard of, that all have, the Alamo Bowl even. I mean, good God. That's even better, and that's not good, But still, so that's pathetic. In the Arizona Bowl, Nevada beat Colorado State. In the Texas Bowl, LSU crushes Texas Tech. And in the Birmingham Bowl, Memphis loses to Auburn. So coming up on today, we have just got underway, Mississippi State versus North Carolina State. I picked Mississippi State. They're up 7-0 early. Also today, we've got Texas A&M versus Louisville at 7 p.m. And then in the final game of the day here, as I'm recording on New Year's Eve, in the Holiday Bowl at 10:30 p.m. I assume these are Central or Eastern Standard Times, 9:30 Central, I would assume. We've got USC versus Wisconsin. I picked USC in that one. Never know, though. They're really inconsistent this year as well. Now, tomorrow, or New Year's Eve, today, depending on when you're listening, 3 bowl games is all, but they're all big ones. In the first game of the day at noon or 11, I believe that's noon Eastern, in the Peach Bowl on ESPN. All 3 of the games tomorrow are exclusive to the ESPN network. We've got 18th ranked Houston 12-1 taking on 9th ranked Florida State 10-2. This could be a really good game, or it could be a Florida State blowout win. One of those two. Don't look for Houston to win this game in blowout fashion. But wouldn't surprise me if Houston scored a butt ton of points and made it competitive. Still definitely picking Florida State to win that. Then we've got this great game. This could be the national championship game right here in the Capital One Orange Bowl at 4 p.m. Eastern, New Year's Eve day. We've got the 11-1 4th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners taking on the number 1 ranked 13-0 undefeated Clemson Tigers. I believe that I might have predicted all 4 of these teams correctly in the Final Four. I've got to dig up my old show, old notebook work where I, did my college football and NFL football preview and see what I all picked, but I am pretty dang sure that I picked 3 of the 4 or all 4 of the playoff teams correctly. Got to check that out, but it's just a shame. The seeding. If you want Alabama to play Michigan, then you believe that Alabama is the number 1 seed, and then Michigan State is your 4 seed, and that's fine if you believe that and that's how things work out and whatever. But in no way, shape, or form is Michigan State should be the 3 seed over Oklahoma at the 4 seed. You look at their schedule, their quality wins, just everything the 2 of them did side by side. Oklahoma, without question, is the better team, had the better season, the better resume, you name it, but the NCAA is doing 2 corruptive things here. They're trying to punish the conference that Oklahoma comes from for not having a true conference championship game like the other power conferences do, and they're also trying to set up Alabama to be in the championship game with the easiest first-round matchup as possible, because that's what's best for business. Let's not be stupid about it. So in that Capital One Orange Bowl, Oklahoma Clemson, I'm picking Oklahoma. Clemson, don't be surprised, and I might be dead wrong on this. Clemson, this to me is a coin flip. Like, I don't know who's going to win this game, but whoever wins this game, I'm picking to win the national championship. I can guarantee you that much. I am not picking the winner of Michigan State, Alabama, regardless of who it is or what the matchup is. Doesn't matter to me one bit. I'm still picking the winner of Oklahoma, Clemson to win it all. And right now, I don't know. I feel like Clemson is, for whatever reason, I just feel like they're going to lose one of these two final games. Well, two if they win the first one, only one if they lose the first one. I don't know. My gut's telling me Clemson's time is up. Oklahoma is every bit as good as I think they are. And so I'm going Oklahoma to win that game. And then in the night game, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, in the Cotton Bowl, we've got Alabama versus Michigan State. I don't think Michigan State stands a chance in this game, and I'm very confidently picking Alabama, so don't be surprised if Michigan State wins in upset fashion. Then the rest of the games till we are coming to you next time. New Year's Day, we've got the Outback Bowl on Espandos, 13th ranked Northwestern, 10-2. Versus 23rd ranked 8-4 Tennessee. You gotta like Northwestern in that one. Citrus Bowl, 1 p.m. on ABC. The Citrus Bowl, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Michigan, 14th ranked 9-3 versus 19th ranked Florida, 10-3. Like Michigan in that one. Florida's got injury issues, inconsistencies. They're a little fraudulent at the moment. So I'm loving Michigan there to finish on a good note in the first year of the Harbaugh era. Then we've got the Fiesta Bowl on ESPN, also at the same time. Notre Dame, 8th ranked 10-2 versus 7th ranked Ohio State University. I think Ohio State University is going to crush them and make the argument that they should have been in the four-way playoff, or make an even better argument that the playoff needs to be extended to 6 teams where the top 2 get a first-round bye, like I've been saying for, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I stopped counting. Anyway, moving on. Rose Bowl, 5 p.m. Eastern. We've got 6th-ranked Stanford, 11-2, taking on 5th-ranked Iowa, 12-1. Stanford's really good. Iowa's fraudulent. And Stanford's going to crush that game and prove that Iowa, didn't belong in the top 4 playoff. And it's a good thing Michigan State won that game. Then at 8:30 Eastern Time on New Year's Day in the Sugar Bowl, we've got 16th-ranked Oklahoma State, 10-2, taking on 12th-ranked Mississippi. They're 9-3. I got Oklahoma State in that one. Then that is the final game of New Year's Day. Then on the day after New Year's Day, where we have all the final bowl games other than the college championship game, that starts off at noon Eastern with the Tax Slayer Bowl that has Penn State University versus Georgia. Penn State 7-5, Georgia's 9-3. I'm taking Georgia. At 3:20 Eastern on ESPN, we got the Liberty Bowl featuring Kansas State University at 6-6 versus Arkansas 7-5. I like Arkansas in that one. And the Alamo Bowl at 6:45 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. On January 2nd, we've got 15th ranked Oregon, 9-3, tough team to get a good feel on this year, versus 11th ranked TCU, 10-2. This game's a total coin flip. I could literally see it going any of 4 ways, either team winning a close one, either team winning a blowout. But I am picking, for whatever reason, due to Oregon's inconsistencies, I think this year mostly. I'm picking TCU, even though they've been overrated all year. And then in the final bowl game, other than the national championship game, at 10:15 p.m., January 2nd, Eastern Time, in the Cactus Bowl, we've got West Virginia University versus Arizona State. I'm taking Arizona State in that one. And then we will be previewing the national championship game, like I said, on next week's show. That will be on January 11th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And it will feature the winner of the Cotton Bowl versus the winner of the Orange Bowl, either Michigan State or Alabama versus either Oklahoma or Clemson. My picks is Oklahoma versus Alabama. All right. Well, I am running out of time, so very quickly we are going through these other ones. Your balls on ice for NHL talk. Wild still doing pretty good. Kemper, backup goalie, has been playing really well. However, he is dinged up at the moment, and that's all the more specific we could get from Coach Yo. Might be a little more serious than they're letting everyone think right now. Ultimately, he is locked in at the number 2 goal